SREB Powerful Literacy Practices includes 6 major indicators. This video will focus on one of those indicators, designing a quality literacy-based assignment.
So we're going to go ahead and get started to read our task. Who would like to do that for me this morning? Reading our task. Go ahead, Shayla.
How might you prove that distance and direction impact magnetic force? After reading information in the text on magnetic forces,
So creating a literacy-based assignment in my classroom includes the focus standards. So first, choosing the content, the reading, and the writing that I want my students to do during that process. And so what that does is it makes me purposely plan in that backwards design in order for my students to know what their purpose is and what our end goal is going to be. And so that impacts their learning by allowing them to see what the end result is going to be before we actually get to it. What we're going to be doing today is going through investigations to help gather evidence for our task. So be sure to make reference to that throughout the activities.
I'm able to work through the literacy task because it puts into words what we need to do every day and what we need to come in prepared with for that task.
You're using the questions to guide you through what's included in that section.
Oh, okay.
So we're just gonna write which step it matches and
Tell me what, so you say what were they trying to do and why, and so you tell me that they were trying to determine what happens if meiosis goes wrong.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the side we're going to be working on today is the side that looks like this.
A literacy-based assignment has content central to the discipline, is text-dependent, requires authentic writing products, aligns with both literacy and content standards, and is posted and available for students to reference.
So yesterday we did our Socratic seminar. And in the seminar, we talked about this overarching question, right? Which empire had the greatest impact on the world? Was it the Roman empires or is it the Islamic empires? And we did that to help us get to our task and to accomplish the task that we're doing, which is after reading informational texts, which we've done, about the Roman Empire and the Islamic empires and participating in a class debate, which you did yesterday, write an essay in which you argue which empire had the greatest impact on the world and support your position with evidence from the text. So now what I want you to do is at the bottom here where it says thesis statement, okay, we're going to write out our full thesis statement in full sentence form, okay? And you've got the main parts right there in your boxes. Look up here for a prompt or for help, but you also have that prompt help on your pink sheet, on the bottom of your pink sheet to help you write out your thesis statement. But make sure that you've got your topic in there, make sure that you've got your verb in there, and make sure that you've got your arguments in there. Tell me what your topic is.
The Islamic Empire.
All right. And so your verb is?
That it's greater than the Roman Empire.
That it's greater than the Roman Empire. And what were your arguments?
That the Islamic Empire built hospitals and that they have a lot of more communication.
Okay. All right. So, and I like that you said believe instead of think. So that's more assertive. That's good. Hey guys, remember when we're writing, even though it's our opinions, we don't want to say I think because we want to convey the fact that we know this.
Let's do orange 2. Look at your teaching task and tell me what are your texts for this particular unit.
From the ghost map is human overpopulation killing the planet and the people connection.
All right, so how many articles are there, class? 3. There are 3.
A crucial component of a literacy-based assignment is the selection of texts that require students to analyze and synthesize information, resulting in an authentic written product. Therefore, the texts selected must be aligned to the standards, content, and assignment.
The last part, our final writing product. I need red 1
Tell me what's our final writing product.
Write a position paper in which you argue the main causes of human overpopulation and explain the effects that abiotic components will have on biotic components of the biosphere.
Students use evidence from texts in either short or extended writing to demonstrate critical thinking about essential content.
You guys will now do an argument-driven inquiry activity where we're going to look at an article. The instructions for this activity. You guys are going to read and annotate this article using the Mountie 5. Now, the Mountie 5 is something that's very familiar to you guys because we use it school-wide, all of your classes. All right, so if you have your copy of your Mountie 5, take that out. If you do not have your copy of the Mountie 5, you know that I have them posted around the room. Once you're done reading and annotating, listen for your instructions. Each group is going to receive a whiteboard, and you guys are going to, using this guiding question, all right? Green 3, can you read that guided question for me on the board?
Does the world's population growth pose threats to people and resources?
All right, does the world's rapid population growth pose a threat to people and resources? So using this guided question, all right, you guys are going to develop a claim. Once you guys develop your claim, you're going to list all of your evidence to support your claim. What do you think you find in the evidence section? A lot of data. Okay, so you're going to reflect back in that article that you annotated and find data to support the claim that you guys proposed in reference to the guided question, okay? And last but not least, you're gonna have to provide justification for your evidence. What does that section do? What do you find? It's a commentary. All right, any questions on what we're doing? Any questions? All right, let's get started.
What would y'all say is the most important point?
Well, it'd either be about the way it affects the environment, or just
I think that's probably our biggest thing because it was talking about resources and how this many people affect, the environment we live in.
And it also talks about how just being educated can help. It's just limiting the amount of children you have.
Exactly. I wrote at some point, I was like, it's up to us because that was the main point it was talking about. It was saying, finding the Earth's carrying capacity is difficult because the number of people the Earth can support depends greatly on how people use the Earth's resources. So I think that'll definitely be part of our claim. Wait, we gotta put our claim first.
Okay. I need to know.
What do y'all want to make our official claim?
Okay, so we're talking about both the environment and education, or one of the
I say the main. I'd say it's definitely the environment because that had one of the that's what it talked about having the most effect on. So, how the environmental changes affect
how the population affects
how the population affects
the population?
the
environment. Is that
how the population causes environmental changes that affect the population.
Okay, so really quick, your claim, remember your claim is supposed to be a proposed hypothesis to the guided question. So should that be stated in a question?
No, it's if then. Yeah. So if the population continues to increase,
then
the environment will fail.
No, but okay, then I don't want to say it'll affect the environment.
Our claim would be that yes, the world's rapid population growth does pose a threat to people and its resources because
It's destroying the natural resources we have.
And the excessive amount of waste.
okay.
Boys and girls, remember you told me that your claim was your what? Hypothesis. And how should your hypothesis be written? If then.
No, but
So if the world continues to grow rapidly, then it will pose a threat to people and its resources because
right, and then okay, if the world's population.
Because we want to try and use like statistics and all that sort of stuff. So if you can find something with like numbers.
Right here. In the last 100 years, the United States has lost 71% of its topsoil, 50% of its wetlands, 90% of its old growth forests, all that.
Okay.
Do you want all of it? Because it is a lot.
How about we go U.S.
In the last 200 years, the U.S. lost 71% of topsoil.
We collect the most energy and we take the most resources from the land. So the way that we're moving, we might die out before everybody else does.
So spokespersons, you guys are going to read me your claim, give me your evidence, and your justification.
Our claim was if the world's rapid population continues to increase, then it will have a negative impact on people and resources, eventually bringing them to extinction.
And for our evidence, we found that U.S. in the last 200 years, 71% of topsoil was decreased, 50% of wetlands decreased, 90% of forests decreased, 99% of prairie decreased, and 490 species in plants and animals are now at risk.
To justify how humans, especially Americans, are wasteful, because most of this is done because of what we've done to the environment. And even when it talks about how climate change, acid rain, nuclear waste, all of these are our Earth's environment showing us that it's being hurt. This is its way of trying to protect itself.
As emphasis is placed on deeply understanding and implementing the concept of powerful literacy practices, ask yourself the question: to what extent are literacy assignments designed and implemented in your classroom, your school, and your district?